So, good evening and welcome back to the same chapter which we started last time, which is cell and cell organelles. In the last lecture, we revised and understood what is a cell. We understood there are different type of cell organelles. I had also asked you to draw two diagrams, that is animal cell and plant cell, and I had asked you to label it on your own. We began with cell wall, which is present in plant. We understood, or I would say we learned how to differentiate between an animal and plant cell. Today, we're going to revise about cell membrane and we are moving forward to next cell organelles. The very first thing. Now, let's compare a cell membrane with that of the compound wall, which is present around maybe a residential complex or any office. What are the roles of that compound wall? To protect, to check whether who's going to enter, who is going to exit, to ensure safety, and to also mark the territory or area. Similarly, when we come to cell covering in animal cell, it is nothing but a semi-permeable membrane, or you can also call it as selectively permeable membrane. Now, let's understand so cell membrane acts as a compound wall, protects the building. So if I'm asking you what are the functions or roles of compound wall is present to protect that area, to give a definite boundary, to ensure which person is entering or exiting that area, right? Similarly, when we talk about cell membrane, which is also the external membrane of animal cell, it will check and it will check who is entering the cell, who is exiting the cell. Cell membrane also provides a good protection. It gives a shape to the cell and it is also selectively permeable in membrane. Now let's understand what is the meaning of selectively permeable membrane. I hope most of the students might have been traveled through either metro trains or must have at least entered the malls, right? Now when you go to malls, are there two different queues for male and female? Correct. Now you have to go according to the rules, follow the rules, right? You need to undergo the security or safety check. Correct. You need to keep your belongings through the metal detector and everything. Can you skip any process? Can you skip any process? No, you cannot. So all these people or machines at that place are ensuring that only people who are safe to come inside are allowed. Nowadays, due to COVID situation, even the body temperature has been checked. Correct? And if any person is unfit, will they allow that person to enter the mall? No. That means, can I say that all these security people and machines are doing the work of safeguarding that mall and preventing other people? So can I say they are selectively choosing the people who can enter the mall and who cannot? Yes, exactly. The membrane is going to work in the same way. It will only allow the molecules who are supposed to enter the cell, and it will stop or restrict the entry of molecules which are not supposed to enter the cell. Permeable is one who will allow to permit through it, which will allow for any molecule to pass through it, is the meaning of permeable membrane. Membrane is nothing but a thin layer. So now I hope you are getting the meaning of selectively permeable membrane. Yes? Okay. Now let's move on to the next point. So cell membrane is nothing but it is a selectively permeable membrane which is going to allow substances to enter the cell while prevents other substances from entering the cell. What's wrong? One second. Yes, due to this property, useful molecules of water, salt, and oxygen enters the cell, and CO2 can easily exit the cell. Yes, I am going to explain you the diagram which we were supposed to learn it. Now, this was the diagram shown to you all how it is bilayer membrane. Bilayer is doubled membrane. So if there exists any changes outside the cell, the cellular environment does not change. Why? Because plasma membrane is acting like a shield, as a protective shield to the cell. Okay? This condition is called as homeostasis. What is homeostasis? कि भले कुछ भी हो जाए, cell के अंदर का temperature and environment remains constant. Now let's take an example of human. If humans go to Antarctic, does their body temperature change? If we go to Antarctic or Himalayas, does our body temperature change? Yes or no? No. Our body temperature remains same. If we go to any desert area, does our body temperature change? No. Why? Because if our body temperature would have been changed and adjusted according to the environment, we wouldn't get the feeling of feeling hot or feeling cold, right? So human body temperature is always constant, that is 37.5 degrees Celsius. And how is this body temperature maintained? Because of a process called as homeostasis. Same जैसे cells करते हैं, right? Now let's look into the bigger picture of cell membrane. As I said, cell membrane is made up of phospholipid bilayer. Phospho, that is, it is made up of phosphate, and lipid, which is nothing but a fat molecule. And since there are two layers, one on each other like sandwich, it is called as a bilayer. Now, I hope you're able to see matchstick like heads, red in color. That is nothing but a phosphate head. And each one phosphate head will have two tail-like structure, which is made up of lipid molecules, right? And since this is nothing but ultrastructure of your cell membrane, it will allow. So if something has to pass through the membrane, like proteins or any other molecules, they will pass through such channels. Okay, you don't have to look into details of other part like cholesterol or glycolipid, not required for now. Now in the next slide, I'm going to show you a small video which will help you out to understand how is cell membrane present in the or as an exterior membrane of the cell. So it is squashy liquidish, it is moving continuously, and how is one of the protein or one molecule entering or passing through the cell membrane. I hope you all are ready for it. So let's move inside the cell. Okay, here we go. And slowly and eventually, we are moving closer. Was the video properly seen by all of you? I'm playing it once again. So slowly and eventually we're going inside the cell. And this is nothing but plasma membrane. The pink color ones are phosphate heads forming a bilayer. And this is how a molecule comes and passes through the channel. That it is entering the cell from outside to inside. Is that clear? See how beautiful the pink color heads look like. Same as it was in the diagram, only color shades are different. Okay, now here is a question for you. Transport of molecules in and out of the cell. How is this transport of molecules taking place inside and out of the cell? This is what we'll be learning in the next topic. Okay, so I want you to give the next heading as movement of molecules. Before that, do you want to write any points from cell membrane, or it is done by us in the last lecture? Was there anything pending for written for? No? Cool. So we've already, it's pending. Was it this point? Or one more slide back? Okay, I'm giving you a minute. Quickly write them down. In case you have any doubts, put it directly in the chat box. Okay, moving ahead with our next topic, that is movement of molecules through cell membrane. Now we need to understand this transport of molecules across the cell membrane is done because the membrane is selectively permeable in nature. Therefore, there are two types of transport. One is called as passive transport, and second one is called as active transport. Now, what do we understand by the term passive? Means not so active, and active is one with the usage of energy is done. So give the heading is movement of molecules, which means transport of molecules across the selectively permeable membrane, which is nothing but cell membrane. And it will include two types of transport. One is passive transport and second one is active transport. Now, what is the meaning of passive transport? Passive transport means the molecule will pass through the cell membrane without spending any energy. It will happen very easily. Therefore, this passive transport is also called as diffusion. Okay. And what is the meaning of active transport? Active transport will be movement of molecules in and out of the cell. That means through the cell membrane by spending energy. मतलब यहाँ पे मेहनत है. ठीक है? So we will look into details one by one. First, we will understand the easiest ones, that is passive transport, and then we will move on to active transport. Fair enough? Now, moving on to active transport, that is transport of molecules across the membrane by spending energy. Okay, and how does it happens? It happens whether the molecules are entering inside and if the molecules are exiting outside. So, what is endocytosis? If the cell is engulfing something, if something is coming inside the cell, it is called as endocytosis. The meaning is to gulp or engulf food and other substance from outer environment. And second one is exocytosis. Now see, understand, enter is very much relatable to endo, and exo is very much relatable to the word exit. When you listen to the term cytosis, that means it is related to cell. So endocytosis, food entering the cell or any other thing entering the cell. Exocytosis, substances living outside of the cell. So meaning of exocytosis is to excrete waste materials out of the cells. And these process requires spending of energy. So first thing is we'll be understanding what is endocytosis. In front of your screen, the orange color which you are able to see is nothing but a cell. And besides the cell is the food available for it. Now what is going to happen? Slowly and eventually, cell is approaching towards the food and it is going to get the food inside it. Let's have a look in the big picture. The particles are taken in by the cell, and this is called as endocytosis, something entering the cell. Okay, now second thing, that is understanding exocytosis. Let's say this is the cell given in orange color, and the green color ones are nothing but the waste material inside the cell. Now what does the cell have to do? Cell has to excrete it outside. So slowly and eventually they will be excreted outside of the cell. This process is called as exocytosis. Exo means exit. Cytosis is from the cell. Cool. So you have understood what is the meaning of endocytosis and exocytosis. Now let's look into what is passive transport. Now, when I'm saying passive transport, that means will it include energy or it will not include spending of energy? I'm waiting for your answers. When I'm saying passive transport, will it include spending of energy or without spending energy? Correct. Without spending energy, right? So we say that transport of molecules across the membrane without spending energy will come under passive transport. अभी यहाँ पे there are two things. First one is called as diffusion and second one is called as osmosis. Now both of these we will be learning one by one. First, understand what is diffusion. Diffusion is the term used for simple molecules like CO2 and oxygen. So either entry or exit of small molecules like oxygen and carbon dioxide will come under diffusion. गुपचुप आएंगे and गुपचुप जाएंगे, right? They won't disturb anybody. Moving on to osmosis. What is osmosis? Now this is very interesting thing. It is nothing but movement of or traveling of water from a part with more water to part with less water through selectively permeable membrane. Now I know osmosis will sound a little bouncer. Okay, so before understanding osmosis completely, let's first understand what is diffusion. Let's go one by one. So passive transport, The first one is diffusion. Now, have you ever done this? You took a bowl of water and maybe you added any watercolor. Have you seen how does the color gets mixed in the water nicely? Yes, it looks beautiful, and I'm sure you might have used watercolor some or the other time. So now what I'm doing, I'm taking a glass, I'm adding water to it, and I'm just dropping 2 to 3 drops of red watercolor. What will happen? Will the dye start diffusing inside? Yes, the dye will start diffusing inside automatically. Correct? Do I need to take a spoon and stir it? Do I need to take a spoon and stir it? Color, please mix nicely. No, absolutely not. It will just happen on its own, right? This is as simple as example of diffusion. The way the color mixes in water on its own without we using any energy behind it, it is very ideal example of diffusion. Similarly, small molecules like oxygen and carbon dioxide will pass through the membrane so easily. And in such cases, energy is not required absolutely. So let's understand diffusion. What is it? Just like the color dissolves in water without spending energy, similarly, small molecules enter and exit the cell easily without spending energy. Is diffusion clear to all of you? Yes, no, easy? Okay, cool. Now, let's move on to the second part of passive transport, which we call as osmosis. Okay. Now, I want you to pay nice and detailed alertness towards this topic because osmosis is very, very important concept, which you will have to use even in your ninth and 10th standard. Okay. Now, what happens in osmosis? It is traveling of water from a part with more water to a part with less water through selectively permeable membrane is called as osmosis. Now, in order to help you understand this statement in a better way, let me explain you with the help of an experiment. Correct? And after we understand the experiment, we will also understand that under osmosis, we have to learn about something called as hypertonic solution, isotonic solution, and hypotonic solutions. Okay? Ready to learn osmosis? Okay. So let's go for it. Now, I am going to take 2 glass of water, same size, same quantity. Okay. On my left hand side is glass A, and on my right hand side is glass B. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 spoons of sugar to glass A. And in glass B, I'm going to add 10 spoons of sugar. I will stir it nicely. Remember, quantity of water remains same. So now after the sugar is dissolved, can I say it becomes a solution? Can I say, or can I call it as a sugar solution? Yes. तो जिसको डिसॉल्व किया उसे हम लोग कहते हैं सोल्यूट एंड जिसमें डिसॉल्व किया उसे हम लोग कहते हैं सॉल्वेंट. I am repeating it once again. Listen to me very carefully. The substance which I used for dissolving is called as solute, which is sugar. and the medium in which I dissolved the solute, that is sugar, is called as solvent. And together they are forming a solution. Now, if you want to write this somewhere, please make note of it. Sugar is solute, water is solvent. When I'm mixing both, they form a solution. Cool? यहाँ तक समझा? So right now we have 2 glasses of water. Both of them are sugar solutions. But what is different in both of them? Can anybody tell me? What is difference between them? Will both solutions taste same? No. Why? Because quantity of sugar is different. Correct? To put this into better words, can I say concentration of sugar is different? Correct? Now let's start imagining how will the solute or sugar particles will look like. So glass A, which is having only 2 spoons of sugar dissolved, will have few sugar molecules, and glass B, in which I have dissolved 10 spoons of sugar, will have more sugar molecules. I hope you are able to see how molecules are nicely distributed. Okay, you are also able to see concentration. Cool. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to take a beaker, an empty beaker. It's glass beaker. I'll take it. This is a beaker which has measurement scale. And now between the beaker, I am adding a thin membrane. Okay. So this thin membrane is as thin as that of a tissue. Okay. This thin membrane is as thin as that of tissue. Can water pass through a tissue? Tell me. Can water pass through a tissue? Yes. Can I call this tissue as semi-permeable membrane? Correct. Now understand what I'm doing carefully. So divide the beaker with a semi-permeable membrane we have already done, which will allow movement of molecules or particles through the membrane. Now what I'm doing is I have 2 glasses of water, right? Or 2 glasses of solution. So on the left hand side, I will be pouring glass A solution, and on right hand side, I will be pouring glass B solution. Just to revise, I want to know that glass A is the one which has 2 spoons of sugar and glass B is the one which have 10 spoons of sugar dissolved. And I'm adding them here. I'm pouring it. So now will it look like this? On left hand side, I have glass A sugar solution poured, and on right hand side, I have glass B sugar solution poured. The yellow color line which you are able to see is nothing but the semi-permeable membrane. Okay? Now here is your question. Where will the molecules travel? Now both side, that means both the type of solution can pass through the tissue. तो अभी मुझे बताइए, will the solution move from right to left or left to right? It's a very interesting question and I want you all to participate into it. Yes, yes, yes. Please go ahead. 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 Okay, there are few who want me to repeat the question. The question is just present on your screen. Where will the molecules travel? And the answers which I'm receiving are like they will travel randomly, they would just mix, they will go right to left, they will go left to right. Some of the students have answered they won't move at all because the temperature and pressure is same. Okay, so for all the doubts which you have, or for all the students who are still thinking what will have, I have a second question for you. If you are able to answer the second question very correctly, you definitely get answer for this question. Okay, I hope every student have at least seen or traveled through Mumbai local train. Yes or no? Yes, for sure. We love to travel to train, right? Now you want to travel to a specific destination and the train is in such a crowded manner. So there are few bogies which are extremely crowded. Okay, so this is a slow train, I would say. And the second train which you have is the fast train, in which the people don't prefer to go. Just I'm just giving you an example. Is not so crowded, very much empty. Now the question is, which train will you board? Which train will you board? The first one or the second one? Second one, right? Empty train. Why? Because everybody wants to travel nicely, smoothly, and hassle free. Yeah, Dinesh, you please board the first train as you want to. Okay, so we know that we will always prefer a place which has got more space, right? Now you can answer this question. If I'm comparing us humans to that of molecules, tell me, in this case, where will the molecules go? Will they go right to left or left to right? Very good. Now I'm getting all correct answers. Where is more crowd? Crowd is present on the right hand side. So will molecules prefer to go into crowded area more? No. They would always prefer to go at a place which has more space. So can I say that movement of molecules will take place from solvent of or a solution of higher concentration, that is right side, to lower concentration, which is left hand side, through the semi permeable membrane? Yes. So right side के molecules तब तक left side में जाएंगे जब तक both the sides are having equal amount of molecules. Correct? Yes, this is nothing but osmosis. Simple. Okay, now let's understand that are we able to understand the language which was given? So what is osmosis? Movement of solvent molecules through selectively permeable membrane, that the yellow color one which we had, right? From a region of higher concentration, matlab B wala side, to lower concentration, that is A wala side, until कब तक ये movement होगा? Until the concentration becomes equal on either sides of the membrane. Then I want you to read this sentence once again. I'm repeating it once again. Movement of solvent, or if you want now, you can refer the diagram and listen to my sentence. Movement of the solvent molecules from a region of higher concentration, which is this area, to region of lower concentration, that is this area, till a time comes, until the time when both the side molecules are equally. concentrated, and are at peace. Are we understanding what is the meaning of this sentence now? Yes? Very good. So here we have right now understood the concept of osmosis. Now in the next lecture, when we meet, we'll be understanding three different type of solutions of osmosis. If this is clear, osmosis will be more fantastic in the next lecture. Okay?
Gauri ma'am?
Yes?
Ma'am, you're done with the lecture?
Yes, sir.